Good morning, everyone on the West Coast. Good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. We are so glad to have you here today for today's webinar. My name is Shauna. This is Dan McManus, CEO and President of Evisys, and we are here to talk to you all about what's to come in Vegas at this next trade show that we're going to. Kicks off the year, and a lot of other updates for you just as we go through. Thank you guys for joining us. If you have any questions through today's conversation, at the bottom of the screen, there's these little dots that make up a square. Click on that, and then there's something that says Q&A. That's where you'll put all of your questions today as we go through this conversation. We'll pause midway through and answer those, and then we'll leave some time at the end to go through Q&A. So please chime in, ask all the questions that you guys have. We are happy to answer them. And we have a couple of people on the line that will be helping us out as panelists. So with that, let's get things started. Dan, I'd love you to just kick us off and let us know kind of where we stand, the state of the company, kind of overarching theme, if you don't mind.
Yeah, and another year zips by. So here we go into show season where we will be seeing many of you on the road over the upcoming months. Just want to give you some company updates and then roll into really the new features that we're launching in lieu. So the first thing I want you to know is that we run a tight ship over here at Evisys. So we remain debt-free and profitable just as we have been for 24 years. And the reason that I share that with you is because knowing that there's many owners and general managers on the line, we know that you rely on us. You rely on us to be stable and strong as we look ahead. So not only are we financially responsible, we are investing heavily in product and infrastructure and people as we go. So just making really smart decisions as we go. And we have 60 employees. We've been at about 60 for a while now. And we even had one recent hire. There's sort of no finer compliment when someone goes out to maybe explores other opportunities and comes back. We've had a number of those, and that just happened again in our client success team. So welcome back, Amy. Yeah, things are good as we approach show season. Looking forward to Vegas next week and seeing all of you really soon.
That's awesome. Well, thank you. It makes me feel good as an employee. I think it makes our clients feel good that we're really investing in the people, and you guys take really good care of us. Can we talk about Evisys Legacy for a moment? I know a lot of people that are on the line are curious about Lube. We do have a lot of Evisys Legacy clients on the line that look to us for updates and what's going on and just some reminders.
We do. So the first thing I just want to remind everyone is that we are fully supporting Evisys Legacy software all the way through the end of the decade, December 31st, 2029. We announced it a year ago on this same webinar. I'm saying it again. And that's not just, keeping it going. We are now committed to quarterly releases. So we just did a release in the last couple weeks. We did some upgrades to dynamic kits, physical counts, some calendar updates. And so a lot of times what we find on Evisys, just as any software program, is that you'll push out a feature and then all of a sudden, wait a second, it's not working as it was maybe 6 months ago. We call that regression. And so maybe Microsoft pushed out an operating system update. Maybe something else happened with the underlying technology. No problem. We have a great QA team that goes in and tests things all the time. We fix it, we do another release. So that release is available to you, and it's live, and again, quarterly for the next couple years. And if there's any questions, some of the questions that we saw coming into today's webinar were like, hey, we want to drill into this feature. We really want to see another enhancement. It's really easy. Just send us an email to support@evisys.com and be really clear. Just say, we really would like to see this checkbox updated, this feature updated. And if you're precise, we will look into it. So that's good release there. And then support. I want to talk about support for a quick minute because we don't talk about our support team enough. They're right upstairs. They're full-time employees, and we are available 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time. And we don't charge extra for support. They're included when you pay for your licenses. And that's email support, that's phone support. You can call us, hit extension 2 or hit extension 9 if it's emergency, truly systems down or weekend type situations. We will pick up, we will be there for you. And our support team is very strong. We're actually launching a chatbot in the very near future. And so that'll be off hours, even more assistance for you. So we're going to continue to invest there. The last thing I want to say about legacy is payments, always a hot topic. Some of you are still on OpenEdge. I highly encourage you to get a rate quote, a side-by-side rate quote, because we can save you money with our TSYS integration. Part of the release that we just did in the last couple of weeks was further enhancements on that TSYS integration. So that is EFS@evasys.com. That's the Evasys Financial Services team. Costs you nothing to get that quote, and we will save you money.
Yeah, and to just add to that with the TSYS payment option, what's really cool that I think some people might not know is that the payment devices that you will use for that integrated payment solution, you can carry with you to Lou. So yes, it is an investment, but man, do they look better. They're sharper. It's a glass front. They look really good, and you'll take that investment over to Lou with you. So it's one less thing to do when you're ready to make the switch. So keep that in mind as you go through that process with the EFS team. Dan, our CTO and compliance team have been working really, really hard over the last year, and that's stuff that happens totally behind the scenes, but I think it would be really cool to give our clients and prospects maybe a look behind the curtain on what we're doing.
Yeah, major upgrades in the last year. So like Shauna said, a lot of this stuff is not visible, but we've spent thousands of hours and many dollars investing in our infrastructure. So this is specific to Lou for the most part. We've spent about 8 months really going in and upgrading our servers, and we now have relative unlimited scalability. There's redundancy, there's failover zones. This thing's fully tricked out. I mean, we really took it very seriously as we invested in our infrastructure. We have multiple environments for Lou. Not going to get too technical on you, but we have a development environment, a test environment, an acceptance environment, and then what we call Lou production, which is just go to lou.evasys.com, you log in, and you start your day. All those environments have been upgraded. We worked really hard on it, and thank you, Steve Hawkins, for leading us through that process, along with some great vendors that we worked with. So infrastructure, big steps forward. The other area that we invested in heavily over the last year was compliance. Now, some of you, if you're part of a larger organization or perhaps a publicly held corporation, you're familiar with SOC 2 or SOC, in our case, SOC 1 and SOC 2, but it's compliance. And basically it's an auditor coming in, making sure that everything is tied with a bow and working as it should. So SOC 1 has to do with financial, right? So because accounting and financial statements are included with Legacy and Lou, we went through this audit process. And it's audited through the AICPA, which is the American Institute for Certified Public Accountants. And yeah, they give you a workout, and you have to prove that your financial statements are all balancing. It makes sure that from a product release standpoint, that we've got a great process going. We're releasing quality product with great checkpoints along the way. So we've been through all that. You have to prove it to the auditors. It's exhaustive. And again, that's all things that we have checked the box on and gotten through in 2025. So it feels really good to have gotten through that process. And now we stay on that, right? So every year we're recertifying with that. It's just not just a one-time event. It goes and goes. And again, that is for you, our clients who rely on us to make sure that our financials, the financials that are being produced out of Lou are certified, have been audited and reviewed.
Yeah, I always joke, it's like proof is in the pudding. We're giving all of the infrastructure, we're giving all the data to an outside party. They're looking at it similar to, you know, if you go through an audit, but they're proving it out. They're proving that we do what we say we do, and we have all these checks and balances. And it's been a ton of work. Anybody who's gone through the process knows that, but if you don't and you need us to be SOC compliant, we are. So that's really exciting. Okay, let's move on to some fun, cool things. We have a Lou schedule app out in the field right now that everybody that runs on Lou uses. And in the background, we've been working on something really exciting. Can you speak to the new Lou service app and just give some sneak peeks about it?
It's the new kid in town. It is a major upgrade from what we currently have in the field on Lou. We're really proud of it. In fact, I would go so far as to say it is the best mobile app that our company has ever made in the last 24 years. It's that good, and we can't wait to show it. And I just quick shout outs to just a couple of team members. I'm not going to name all of you at the same time. There are some standouts who just made major contributions along the way. So Connor Quinn, really nice job with the design and the UX. Grant Helwig, amazing technical leadership. Tiffany Braga, thank you so much for keeping the team driving forward every day. We have some other rising stars on the mobile team. Again, I'm not going to mention everyone, but the product that we're producing now is just, it's world class. It's just top notch, and we're so excited to share with our clients. Just some of the call outs and the things we're adding are, first one is actually transfer inventory to vehicle. I'm going to let you talk about that one.
Sure, I can. Something I geek out about for sure. This feature is really cool. Something that you can't do right now in the mobile app. It is basically looking in the background at all of the orders and all the jobs that you're going to go out to, and it's teeing up all the inventory that you need to transfer to your vehicle. And then it's going one step further at the end of the day and saying, hey, by the way, Dan, you didn't actually use these things. You should probably transfer them back to the warehouse because you didn't end up needing them. And it's doing all of that automated. I mean, there is, to your point, world class. There's no other system out there that is teeing up inventory, really cares about where you're placing your dollars. So I think that feature is going to be so helpful to our clients.
Nice. View and optimize route is another one. So today, right, if you're a service manager, you're going to lou.evisys.com, you're logging in, you're doing your route optimization, maybe the evening before, the morning of. Well, now that can be done from within the mobile app. Digital door hangers, big feature request, again, the ability. So there's communication. We've had communication, text and email from within the mobile app, no sweat there. This is next level kind of stuff where the pump is fixed and now you want to send that email or text with a comprehensive feedback to your customer. And so that's now possible from the mobile app. Create customers and work orders. So that's get a walk up. Someone walks up to the truck. Hey, you've been here in the neighborhood. You guys seem like you do quality service. Excellent. You can now add those customers and, if it makes sense, move right into a work order in the mobile app. So nice step forward there. Group security, I don't get so excited about, but man, do we get a lot of questions about group security and the ability to control who has what in the mobile app. And so steps ahead there. And then the last thing I want to say is, as we're releasing this mobile app, which is this year ahead of the spring 2026 season, we also said, are we doing the right thing in terms of pricing? So today, if you have a service license in Lou and you're on our enterprise plan, the most expensive is $79 per license. What we have queued up is a mobile only license. So if you have technicians that they just need the mobile app in the field, it's half of that amount. It'll be $39. So again, as you can hear, as I hope you've seen with our pricing, which is seasonal, that empowers you to dial up and dial down licenses at will, we're constantly doing the right thing and saying, you know, does the pricing make sense for you? And this is literally bringing the price half of what it once was. So I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that. I don't get messages from anybody that I do business with that they're lowering the price. Not once have I ever gotten a message like that. That, hey, by the way, you spend $92 for internet, we're gonna half that, and we're gonna let you pay half of what you pay. So I just think that it speaks volumes to the fact that we really do want to do the right thing. We've heard feedback from a handful of you guys that, hey, I do have people out there that only use the mobile app. They never touch the web. And is there any possible way that we can do any work on the pricing? And we took that seriously. We went back as an executive team. We've talked a lot about it. We've ran through a lot of scenarios. And though it's not the most profitable thing for us to do, we could be going the opposite and just raising prices across the board. It's the right thing to do for all of you, to empower you to use the resources at your fingertips. This app is going to be incredible. It's really going to help your service techs to move faster. It's intuitive. We know generally, I've been in the industry, technicians don't love technology usually. They're not like the first to raise their hand and say, we want to use technology. And we really thought about that when developing this and made it intuitive so it's something they want to grab and that they're not forced to use. So exciting stuff. Let's move on to another topic, accounting. It can be one of those that's not super exciting unless you're an accountant.
Hi, Renee.
It is really exciting. We've had accounting live for a couple of years now, and we've done a ton of work this year and last year on accounting. Can you speak to some of those enhancements we've made?
Yeah, I'll attempt to be very succinct. Just taking a quick step back on lieu accounting is really what we're talking about here. So you have a couple options. If you like QuickBooks Online, we sync with any version of QuickBooks Online, any version, and that's cool. You can go down that road. Or you can use lieu's fully integrated accounting, right? So estimates flow to sales orders and work orders, flow to invoices, flow right into your financials. That's kind of our thing, and it's where we're very, very different than most solutions out there. And to date, up until 2025, we've supported FIFO as an accounting method. So first in, first out. I'm going to take that last thing and apply the cost of goods, right, as information flows through the system, as your inventory flows and cost of goods. So what we launched, it is live today, is average costing as an accounting method. That's where you're taking that weighted average across your inventory and using that for your costs. Now, if you're not sure which accounting method you're on, I assure you that your accountant or your CPA does, because it ties into how you file your taxes. And yeah, so FIFO live, average costing in lieu live just this year, and we're very, very proud of that enhancement that's been done. Again, going to give a shout out to a team member. By the way, we use lieu to run Evisys. So our books, I don't call anyone when I need an income statement. I go to lieu and I pull August financials and whatnot. And if I do have questions, I go to our director of accounting, Renee Burton, and she's just been fantastic in terms of guiding us every step of the way. Again, with auditors right there, looking at what we're doing. So it's the real deal, and another nice step forward in 2025.
Yeah, really exciting. And again, sometimes I'm like, Renee, is this cool? You know, and she's like, we've done so many great things. We've made this program so much better from an accounting standpoint. Rob, I see your hand raised. We can't unmute you on our end. So go to those three, go to the dots at the bottom that make up a square and type in the Q&A, and we'll grab your question there. And with that, I think we should take a quick pause before we go on to the rest of the conversation and just see if there are any questions out there. Shannon's a panelist on the line. Would you mind letting us know if there's any questions?
Hey, we do have a couple. So the first one is, when will LIFO be ready?
Hi, Rob. That would be next step. Don't have an exact timeline on that, but thank you for the call out. We obviously heard average costing was a major threshold. In my conversations with Corey, who continues to do, Corey Holton does many of our mocks and specs and thinking behind the scenes. It's not a giant leap to get to LIFO. So we're aware that we need to get there, and we'll reach out as soon as we have that on the roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
We did have one more question sneak in, and then I'll let you guys get back to it. This client says, we've been legacy clients since 2013. Is lieu robust enough to handle 700 plus monthly maintenance accounts, billing, statements, inventory transferring, etc.?
Yeah, lieu can do all of that. To Dan's point, it's built for scale. We can absolutely handle large, huge amounts of data. The question is just getting the information in and how you want your business processes to flow. So we can transfer inventory right now. We have reoccurring orders, which in legacy were called contracts. We can mass invoice and pay thousands and thousands of orders at a time with a click of a button via card on file or ACH on file. So the framework is all there. We just need to talk through kind of your business processes and get into the weeds a little bit. But yeah, we have clients who have come over who have been on legacy for 20 years and are really happy.
Yeah, I'll just add a little bit to that I'm aware of. The largest service client that we have right now on lieu has 40 trucks.
Mhm.
And it's where we're going is obviously hundreds of trucks in the field. So we can handle a nice scale. That's got to be over 700 recurring orders. I believe it's over 1,000 that's already running through the system. So 700 is no problem at all. And again, we're headed north. We're headed to thousands, sort of as a next checkpoint. Be sure to keep you updated as we go.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Shannon. We'll circle back to you in just a moment at the end. We have something really exciting. I know, Dan, this has been a passion project for you for a very, very long time. So would you like to announce the new product that we're launching?
It's not WooCommerce, it's LooCommerce. Yes, we have an e-commerce optional add-on that we're launching as part of Loo. And this makes a ton of sense, right? Because Loo helps you at your point of sale. Loo helps with your service technicians in the field, in the back office. Well, e-commerce is clearly a huge part of the future. So a chart that showed that e-commerce sales are now 20% of retail sales, sort of peaked in the pandemic, swept down, but now it's come back and it's continuing to mature. So what this means is that, again, you've got options. If you want to work, maybe you've got an existing e-commerce site, or you want to work with an agency on that pixel perfect e-commerce site. You can do that. You're going to spend quite a bit of money. I mean, what we hear is folks spend $50,000 plus on that really nice e-commerce site. And you can do that. And then you can use the Loo APIs for $99 a month, and you can wire it in, but you've got to do all that development work. Or option 2 is LooCommerce. So for $2,000 and $199 a month, you get a template-based, very professional e-commerce site. So what we're doing is, again, when we got into e-commerce, we said, how can we help you? And we believe we can help you with a very efficient e-commerce site that allows you to sell products to your customers, do your upsells, and drive more business in a very efficient way. And so that is coming out really soon. It includes real-time inventory on your e-commerce site, in stock, out of stock. You take an order on your e-commerce site, it goes right into Loo in a fraction of a second, so no more double data entry. I mean, things like that. Basically, we're live with we call it alpha, which is our internal version. We're moving into beta, which means that if you are live on Loo today and you want to be one of our first clients, we're going to give you a great deal and get you up and running, and then full rollout as we go into 2026. So e-commerce is now part of Loo, and we're really proud as we continue to expand the Loo ecosystem.
Yeah, and to add to that, I have a strong feeling that there's going to be a lot of people that raise their hand and want this, discounted option for the first few months. So get those messages into us as soon as possible so we can start compiling a list. And then when we're ready to reach out to you, we'll be hand selecting a few of those people that raised their hand and said they were interested, and just having qualifying conversations to make sure it's a really good fit. But get that information over to us soon. If you're interested, raise your hand, let us know, send an email to lou@evassist.com, and we'll start compiling a list. And then in the next, within the next couple of months, we'll be reaching out to you to start getting things set up if you're one of the people that are chosen. Before we wrap things up, I think that's all we had for today. That's all. That's quite a lot. Let's kick it back over to Shannon to see if there's any more questions, and then we'll get y'all out of here.
We do have a few, and I bet some more come in. Will there be a payroll integration into Loo, either through a third-party import like it is now with Legacy, or actually native to Loo?
What I can tell you is that we have no plans to build payroll into Loo. It's so complex. Payroll and payroll taxes are getting more complex over time. So third-party integration will get built. It's not yet been identified which vendor we will pick. Again, just stay tuned in terms of our roadmap. We'll be sure to share. And we share information when we get real specific, right? When we know who that third-party vendor is, absolutely. Check your inbox. All these webinars will keep you updated.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of along those lines, is there going to be a time clock option in Loo like there is in EvaSys Legacy?
Yeah, you will, in order for us to do job costing, you will need to time track. So there will be a time tracking option in Lou. Will it be as robust as full-time card management? Probably not, but we will absolutely have a timekeeping functionality in Lou.
And then hopping back to accounting for a minute, will there eventually be an option for Lou to be set up for cash basis as opposed to accrual?
We have those conversations at the executive table often. So we hear you. We know that there is a want for cash basis. We talk about it. We just have to pick our priorities, and it's not on the list right now, but we'll keep conversing about it.
And that looks like it's it for now.
Awesome.
All right. Well, next up is Las Vegas. A week from today, we are live at booth 1662 in the North Hall of the Convention Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. So we'll see some of you there. But if you're not going to the IPSP show, it's really simple. And you want a one-on-one demonstration, we still do custom demonstrations for anyone who wants it. It's lou@evasys.com. And we'll get you on the books, and we'll get you a demonstration over the next couple of weeks.
Yep, that sounds great. If you're new, you've never checked out Lou before, we'll get you into the right hands. And if you're one of our legacy clients that's on the line, I'll probably be on that call chatting with you all as well. Again, back to support. If you are a Lou client on the line and you want to take advantage of some of these features that we've talked about, you maybe are not using our integrated accounting now and you want to start, please reach out to us, support@evasys.com. And one of our fantastic support team members over there will make sure to get you set up and some training and all of that. So thank you all. Join us next month for our next webinar. And in the meantime, I'm sure we will talk to so many of you in Vegas in a couple of weeks. Thanks so much.
See you soon.